Welcome to this Christmas message from the Rife Forum. My name is Peter Walker and I'm the one who actually runs the Rife Forum. It was my work which built it all up, and we're going to be talking about the Rife Forum as such, what we've achieved, and much more in this special Christmas message 2018. This is the first time I've taken to video to talk to you guys, so a lot of you will not know what I look like. Here I am, I'm Peter Walker, I'm British, in case you hadn't noticed on my British accent. I actually live in Germany, and it's from here I run the Rife Forum, which has become the central hub for the Rife community worldwide to talk about Rife topics in general, whether it be technical issues, health issues, helping people, whether you're just a simple member with some health issue and looking for problems, or someone involved in a technology trying to find sort of the best way of doing it, or it has become the hub and the centre for finding out relevant information about Rife research around the world. It has been a project which for me has been very close to my heart. I got involved in Rife technology back in the 90s, where my father developed cancer, and the internet was new back then. I was using CompuServe as well, and my father had prostate cancer, and I just thought, well, you keep reading all these reports in the newspapers about some wonderful cures which are being developed, so I thought I would investigate it. So I first of all looked at conventional medicine, what I could find. I soon worked out that they constantly talked about some new developments, but then it was always said, well, this and this, whatever it was, but it's going to take 10 years to before it can reach the market, this new method. So after reading that a few times, it was always 10 years, and they would need some funds now, and in 10 years they would come up with some marvellous new method of curing cancer. I thought, okay, I'm clever, I understand this. So I went to the library. I found newspapers from 11 years ago. I thought, give them a little bit of play. 11 years ago, 11 years previous to that time, and I looked up what kind of miracle cures were being talked about then. Then I tried to contact the groups which were mentioned to find out, basically my idea was saying, hey, 10 years are up, where is your therapy? Yeah, it sounds good. For me, it was a logical thing to do. I was laughed at. Yeah, everybody involved in these things, they'd done the research and stuff, but they told me very clearly that although they'd done their research, it would never hit mainstream medicine. Only pharmaceuticals, like chemotherapy or surgery would be allowed for treating patients, and whatever miracle cure is you're allowed to research it, but it will never be allowed to become mainstream because there's such a stranglehold on the industry, because they make a lot of money with chemotherapy. Anyway, I thought, okay, I've understood this. This was, several researchers independently told me this story, and it made me think, my God, all these people paying money for cancer research, and then nothing ever comes of it. They do the research, but then it's never offered to the patients. Then I thought, well, wait a minute, there's also alternative medicine. So I started investigating alternative medicine until I found this one text message, rife.text, which was on CompuServe in the Natural Medicine Forum. In fact, I still have that text. And he talked about the Royal Rife Research Society and their work in talking about Rife. Now, I read the message, I read what they were saying. This was my first exposure, the first time I heard about Royal Rife. And I thought about it. Now, I was good at physics. Yeah, I loved physics at school. I learned about these things, and the whole concept of resonance and being able to somehow vibrate viruses and bacteria and whatever through resonance just made perfect sense to me. It just said, so wow, that that could be it. I just loved it. It just was great. So I started investigating Rife therapy. Very difficult to do. There was hardly any information around on the internet. The few people who were around were very much in the shadows. And there was one group called the Rife List, which was discussing it, but they were a very technical list. And it was really, a list for engineers, not for anybody just looking for help. And I just realised there's this such tremendous potential in this therapy, and nobody knows about it. It's really hard to find information, and there was no suitable groups. So I started my own Rife discussion group, aimed at people who were not engineers. It was aimed at the person looking for help. I also discussed and talked to many Rife researchers around the world, and this really got me interested. Of course, I sent this information to my father, but unfortunately, I was too late in the day to help my father. My father died of cancer. I could have stopped then, but I was somehow fascinated. The whole concept of resonance to cure people, I just had this strong feeling this information has to be out there. So I not only started my own Rife group, I also started my own Rife website called rife.de. I live in Germany. DE would be the typical domain for Germany, and the domain was free. Nobody had taken it at that time, so rife.de I registered, and that website is still online now. Of course, it's developed a lot over the years. We've got a lot of information, and I've been doing a lot of research over the years. But I really felt that Rife therapy was something which people needed to know about. I really felt, this is it. I wasn't doing it for financial gain or anything. I was doing this because I felt this was a good thing, and it needs to be helped. I don't sell Rife devices. I'm just doing this. I financed everything myself, and when it was getting too much, because the more I expanded, the more costs I had with traveling, with research, with running the websites and stuff, that I had to start asking people to help finance this research. So over the years, I started asking for donations and whatever. Anyway, we'll come back to that later. So that's where I'm coming from, and I found there are so many fantastic people out there doing fantastic work who just have no way to find. My platform, the one list on Rife, and then later, in 2002, I started the Rife Forum, which has become the world's largest organised platform for discussing Rife therapy. We have about 15,000 members, and tens of thousands of very good posts on there. It's been built up over the years. It's a fantastic resource for anybody researching cancer. If I had the knowledge I had now, back then when I started, I could have probably helped my father. He might still be alive today, although he was 77 when he died, so maybe not, but I could have maybe given him a few more years. This information is my present to you. All this research, all this work, I've been actively contacting Rife researchers around the world. I've been talking to them, interviewing them. I've flown to places like Australia, to the USA. I've been at the Rife conferences. I've been really putting my heart and soul into telling the story of Rife. Not for my own gain, but for your gain. It's because I believe in it, because I believe it is something good. The Rife Forum has been going now for many years. We had a little bit of an issue in 2017. The Rife Forum went offline due to technical issues. It was basically a botched upgrade. I was trying to upgrade from a very old version of the vBulletin forum software to a more modern version, and due to a number of technical issues, basically, it got, they were unsolvable for a while, and it took me about 6 months before I could get all the issues solved. I had to hire professional help to solve some of them because some of the problems were just too complex. So it cost me a lot of time, and we lost quite a few members, because if a forum goes offline for 6 months, people stop going there because they can't reach it. Of course, the forum is back online. It's been online again throughout 2018, and members have come back, but it's not as active as it used to be. There are a number of reasons for that, but anyway, the problems were, I've also been investing in the forum, improving the technology. We've gone to SSL security to improve the security for you. We've done a number of things in order to improve the forum. We've got this new forum layout, which is better. It's just to make the Rife Forum continue to be a modern forum, safe for you to come and discuss Rife technology, and make it a place where we welcome all. What have I been doing in 2018 apart from running the Rife Forum? Well, one job I've been doing is translating this book. It's a German language book by Dr. Med Stefan Rostokny. He's what I would call, and to put it in simple terms, Germany's Rife. It's got quite a lot of information in here, and I can thoroughly recommend it. Of course, I'm sure most of you don't speak German. I've been translating this book into English. My translation is complete. It's going through the publishing process, and this book will be released in English in 2019. I hope early 2019. You will be hearing about it on the Rife Forum. It's fantastic. This doctor, let me explain something about Stefan Rostokny. I've known him for a few years now through my Rife research. He's been very active in the German resonance therapy research, and he started out with a system for women. I mean, he's a trained gynecologist, okay? He's a very highly trained doctor who's also head doctor in many hospitals and things. He's got quite an interesting career. But as a gynecologist, he used this frequency therapy to cure menstrual pain. You've had women who've had 40 years of menstrual pain, and he's been able to cure it in weeks. What does he use? This German-made Rife device. It used to be called Biowave. Now we're not allowed to use that name anymore. It's now called the BW21, or this is the 77 I have in my hand. Even that has stopped being available. There's now a new company, a VGAT, I think it is, which I will put up there in the corner, give you some information. And he uses this basically to take the example of menstrual pain. You have these little chip cards, and they have the programming on it. It's plugged into this device. You have two wires coming out, putting pads on the body, and basically you run this program round the clock for about 2 to 3 weeks. 3 weeks is better. Running maybe 3-4 times. Often the programs run 3-4 hours, but it's best if you can run this round the clock, whatever you're treating. And what happened? Women who no other doctors have been able to help with menstrual pain were curing their menstrual pain in those 3 weeks. It didn't come back. It was gone. Their pain levels went to 10 to about 1 or 2. It was amazing, and he was inundated in women coming for this treatment, because just through word of mouth, if you're suffering for 40 years with heavy menstrual pain every month, and then suddenly you're cured, you're going to tell your friends about that. He then moved on away. He closed his gynecological practice and went into and just opened his own private practice. He's now treating people for a wide range of therapies, and he's having tremendous success. I have recommended at least 100 people to go and see him. I go there myself. I treat myself. My brother goes there. My sister goes there. My mother-in-law goes there. My whole family goes to see him. But also that, I've been sending people to him because lots of people ask me, where can they get good therapy? Everybody has been helped, more or less. Not everybody's been cured of everything, some things are difficult. But everybody I've sent to him has improved. He's able to cure Lyme disease in a few weeks. I'm not saying reduce it, I'm saying curing it. That means you get rid of the disease. He's been going on his own costs to Africa and curing whole towns of malaria as part of his own research, using these devices. Yeah, that's all he is. This plus a diagnostic. He used the BICOM device, which he can use for diagnosis to find out what people have. He compares the frequencies with a whole range of vials, and he's worked out the frequencies for the resonance frequencies for each vial. And so when he can identify which disease you have, and through resonance testing, he applies them on this device. This device you buy or borrow, or rather rent from him. You treat yourself for a few weeks, gone. You're happy. It's been such an amazing journey following this guy, and I really think this is something which needs to be talked about on the Rife Forum. I've talked to him. He's a little bit shy of public communication because there are so many doctors who've fallen onto hard times because they've been attacked by orthodox medicine. But I think I've convinced him that he will be sharing, because he wants to share his methods with people who understand this, who are interested in these things. And we've discussed this, that we'll be introducing this therapy, discussing this therapy next year on the Rife Forum, when his book has been released. We're obviously waiting for the book, because you guys need to buy the book in order to understand what is coming, because he describes his methods in the book, and that, and buying and reading the book is going to be the basis of, teaching you guys how to use these methods. Now, this is not something which somebody has dreamt up in their home office or whatever. This is a really highly professional doctor who spent years of work researching this. Now, how does he check the frequencies? He has one of the grey field microscopes. Do you remember the Rife microscope was able to see viruses and bacteria? Well, the grey field microscope, it was previously known under the name ergonom microscope, is a microscope I've been personally involved in marketing and making people aware of. And he has one of those. He has one of the best. Or he has an excellent. He can see living viruses and bacteria, and with that he can check the frequencies he's worked out and see under the microscope if they work. Tremendous. That's why I say he's like the German Rife. He does not say it's Rife therapy. It isn't Rife therapy. The frequencies are his own development. They're not Rife frequencies. You won't find his frequencies on any of the Rife lists which are going around. The frequency range is normally sort of 100k to 300k hertz. That kind of frequency range you use. You don't feel it when you put it. You've set it to 15 volts. You run the frequencies around the clock. You have to keep up the therapy, and then it gets to all the cells and kills it off. You need to keep the therapy up for that period. But it works. And I'm so excited to tell you guys about this therapy, because this is no idiot. He's highly professional. He's done excellent work, and he's written it in his book, and he wants to offer training to people interested. I will be helping him, and I think the Rife community really needs to support this, because it's groundbreaking. You see, here in Germany, Rife therapy is legal. Doctors can actually openly treat people with this therapy as long as they're using certified devices, which this device is fully MedCE certified in Europe. So anyone in Europe can use these. Of course, you can use them in the States. They're not certified in the USA, but it's the same device. They're certified in Europe. In Germany, doctors can openly use Rife therapy without legal consequences. And so it's a much better atmosphere than you have in the USA, where basically everything is on the underground, because it's such a difficult environment legally. In Germany, these devices have been selling in their thousands. Now, it's not just Stefan Rostokny who's been using these devices. There are hundreds of practitioners who have been using these devices in Germany, and they've been discussing. I've been going to their conferences. I've been learning from them because, it's just so good. Now, let me just put this straight. I'm not earning any money for talking about these things. Nobody's paying me any money for talking about this device or another device or whatever. I talk about this one because it works. That's the question. I have it, I use it myself, I know it works. And a lot of people need devices which are not too expensive. These devices are much cheaper than many American devices which have no certification and are good devices, sure. These are fully medically certified, high quality, made in Germany. They're not made in China, they're made in Germany. And with real doctors who've done the research. There are hundreds of these little chip cards for all range of diseases, and I can only say it's a good thing to do. That's what I go for. When people ask me what Rife device do I use and which I recommend, I say this one. Okay, this particular one is no longer available. There's a successor, which I am talking about on the Rife Forum. Another thing I want to do in the Rife Forum is start a series of video interviews. That is, I'm going to be contacting, or maybe these guys will contact me, prominent members of the Rife community, and build up a Skype connection, and then do an online interview, video interview with them, talking about what they're doing, how they're doing it, finding out how things are getting on, because I feel this is a fantastic way of getting people to better understand who people are, what's behind them, whatever. I'm not charging these companies a penny for these interviews. They can't charge me either because we have no money. But what is happening is that these videos will be in the premium area of the Rife Forum. The Rife Forum premium area means you have to pay money to be able to access this, but it's, you can have $2 for about 3 days, right up to $50 for the whole year. Or it's new if you want to do lifetime membership, it's $150, and then you pay that and you've got lifetime access to the premium area. The idea is, with these new interviews, we're going to have new material, and it's going to be very interesting material, I'm sure, because everybody who's got their heart and soul in the Rife community has done something interesting. And my job is to, I see my role as a journalist, as someone investigating, finding out how things is, but a benign journalist. I'm not there to knock you down or make you look bad. I'm there to find out what you're doing so that the world can learn from it. And that's, I think, as I've seen as my role in the Rife community. Investigating myself and providing the platform for the Rife Forum and Rife.de, and now also rifeshop.com, and the rifewiki.org we also had, and providing this information to you, the people who need this information, because I just wish this resource had been there when I needed it for my father. So that's really what kind of drives me behind this. But I got to the situation, I spent over the years, and I worked it out recently, from when I started back in the 90s to today, I have spent about $100,000 in running all this stuff on my own thing, which is very noble of me, but at some point, like now, you kind of run out of money, because so I'm really dependent now on you guys to help keep the Rife Forum alive. And please stay tuned. We'll talk about how you can help us at the end of this video. But I have a lot of interesting news still to cover, because I think this should be a valuable video for you. And I like this video format. I think it is great to explain things to the Rife community through the video format, and I hope to be making, or I will be making, a lot more of these videos for you in the future, explaining how to use the forum, interviews with important people, news and events. I am well equipped and well trained in using video as a medium. I know what I'm doing, how to make a video, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. And now a message to the people who are involved in creating something for Rife, whether it be some devices, some information, a book, a video, whatever it is, information, frequency lists, whatever you have. If it's Rife related, if it's relevant to the Rife community, tell us about it. I've got a special place for you. It's called the Rife Shop. Now, some people say the name rifeshop.com is a misleading name because they think, oh, you know, you've got some place where you buy stuff, whereas I'm actually not selling anything on the Rife Shop. I'm giving you information for free. Now, let me be fair, let me be open. My intention with the Rife Shop is to arrange with the companies I'm linking to that they contribute in some way towards either the costs, or instead of the costs, if they maybe contribute video material, audio material, knowledge, something which we can put in the Rife Forum, which will be valuable to you guys. The idea of the Rife Shop is basically because it is very hard to find all the Rife resources out there. There are lots of little websites which are being made hard to find. Ever since big tech has introduced censorship. Now you may have heard about this censorship against political parties. You know, the Conservatives are being heavily censored on Google and Facebook and whatever, the Republicans and whatever in the USA. But and the Democrats, they're also being censored to a certain extent. But we're not interested in politics here. You know, this is a politics-free area. We're talking about politicians. We're talking about access to information about your alternative medicine, your health, your life. And unfortunately, censorship has been affecting the alternative medicine field as well. Best example of that, naturalnews.com. Their YouTube channel was deleted. They're completely removed. Hundreds or thousands, I think thousands of videos about how to improve your health was just wiped off the face of the earth, deleted. Now the health ranger, I can't remember his name right now, Adam or something. He started his own video channel called Brighteon.com, and that's where he's putting his videos. He did it because he needed it, because he had been banned from YouTube, so he needed a channel which he wouldn't be banned from. So he started his own video, and that's become a video channel for interesting alternative news videos. And we've extended on the Rife Forum the ability to link in or embed videos from the Brighteon.com format. There are instructions on the website. If not, they will be put there soon. But it's basically just a matter of clicking the Brighteon button on the advanced editor and putting the number, not the whole link, the number of the video in between the brackets. But we'll explain that to you in either a video or on a text things in the information area of the forum, the general information area. So basically, if you want to find out where manufacturers of Rife devices, people who write books, people who write videos or make videos, if you're looking for companies involved in Rife research, then go to the rifeshop.com. You'll not only find general information about the website, you'll see a screenshot of their website. You'll find our own review. We haven't reviewed them all yet, but we're getting to it. Every one is we're going to try and review. We're going to say the good and bad of each website and tell you if the websites are mobile friendly. Very important today's age that your websites are mobile friendly. If they have SSL connection, very important for security. And how relevant the information, how well updated. So basically we're doing a review of a range of websites. Now you as the viewer, you don't pay a thing. You go to the Rife Shop, you find out about the websites which can help you. Doesn't cost you a penny, you just have to go there. We just ask, if you're running a Rife website yourself, we ask that you link to us, that you link to the Rife Shop. It can replace your own links directory because every little website has its own little links directory, but there's only like 2 or 3 websites. We're trying to cover them all. We're trying to say we are running the Rife Shop as the links directory for the Rife community. That's the aim. Now, I don't pretend to know every website. It's very possible that there is some really good website which I haven't missed. I know I've still got some websites on my list which I haven't added yet. So, you know, I certainly haven't yet added every website which I know about. If you think we're missing a website, please tell us about it and we'll do our best to add it. So I've told you something from my heart about what I feel is important for the Rife community. I've put my heart and soul into building up the Rife Forum, the Rife DE, rifeshop.com, rifewiki.org, which was online for a while and is now basically hidden on Rife DE, but if you do rifewiki.org you still get there. And I've done all these things to help people because that's really been the thing. Now I want to continue to do this. I really feel this is an important thing, but at the end of the day I still have to eat and pay my bills, and right now the amount of time and the amount of resources I have to invest into the Rife Forum has gone beyond what I'm earning. So I've got to the point where I basically run out of things. Now, I'm not someone who wants to stand here and say, oh, please give me money. I want to say, I'm trying hard, and I am trying hard. So what am I doing in order to things? The new video channel, we're going to try and do as many nice video interviews as well. I want to put really worthwhile material, new material, into the premium area. I want people to have a good reason to pay a subscription to the Rife Forum premium area with new material, new interviews and stuff. That is something which I feel is well overdue. I have some good ideas on doing this. I'm working on that, and that will benefit all you guys. Okay? Now, the forum has been financing itself through subscription payments all these years. You know, right at the beginning we started with advertising, and then some people didn't like the fact we were advertising, and we came to a conclusion, okay, we'll stop the advertising, we'll just ask for people to subscribe. And I always said, as long as subscription payments pay the bills, I'm fine with that. But that doesn't work this year. We got half the money we needed. And it's not a joke what we're writing, what we need. What we need is based on our expenses. It's more expensive than most people realise. It's not just a matter of having a server, but it's all the effort put into it. I have to pay license fees for various materials or software which is used, and basically, you know, we can cover the costs when we get the full amount we ask for. When nobody's making a profit here, but I can't afford to make a loss anymore. I ran as a loss leader for a long time, but I just can't afford to do that anymore. So if the Rife Forum is going to continue to remain online, we need to cover the costs. We're halfway there for 2018, we're in December. So obviously we're way behind. But I have great trust in you guys. I know you guys recognise when something is important. On my side, I've just started Gadget Heaven. It's a new online shop. It has nothing to do with Rife. Okay? It's an online shop. I want to sell gadgets. I've always been a gadget guy. I always loved my gadgets. And so I thought, okay, let me start selling gadgets. And you guys are basically the first people to go there. I've started advertising. I've started getting it running, but as you know, any online shop takes a while before people know it's there. And the point behind Gadget Heaven is I look out for really cool, interesting gadgets which you can't buy at your local shop. Okay, it's important. You know, they've got to be good. I learn about them, test them, get them myself if I can, and basically tell you. And I'm going to be doing online videos on Gadget Heaven as well, testing each individual thing we're selling. And basically the idea is I'm going to offer some cool gadgets. You guys can go there and buy them. You'll get some cool stuff, some cool gadgets, and part of the money which you pay will comes back and it's going to help fund the Rife Forum and whatever I'm doing. I earn something as well. So I thought this is a great way of helping people. Now I must admit there are not a lot of products on there now. I'm still working on building up the product because I don't want to just put any old junk on the website. Now I want to sell things where I feel it is valuable, people are going to take an interest in it, and things which are needed, things which are quality. And let me give you an example. This is the product which has been selling the best so far. You all know if you have we've all got smartphones in our pockets. This is mine. One of mine. I've got several. It's a Huawei P20. Everybody's interested. We all have these things, and what do we have to do every day? We have to charge them, or even connect them to the computer, whatever. But getting the cable, and it's fiddly, sort of trying to get the cable in every time. If it's the micro USB format, then you have to look out which way round it goes in, and you've got to get it just the right angle. And then if anybody who's used micro USB cables knows that those cables break pretty quickly. I've thrown away so many micro USB cables simply because they don't work. So what can you do about this? How can you fix this? And that's where these cables are. This is an example of what I'm offering on Gadget Heaven, because I like things which solve problems and really good. These are magnetic. That means to connect this to the phone, you just have to hold the cable close and it connects. I didn't even have to touch the phone. It works on that side, obviously. Put it off if I like, but you just have to put it nearby and it connects. And you can still use this for data. You can use your data. It will fast charge your phone. And here's the neat bit, right? Because I've tested various versions of this, and some of them are different cables for micro USB as they are for USB-C or Lightning, So this clever bit is this. This phone, the Huawei P20, is a USB-C connector, which is the latest connector for Androids. Really great. It's actually much easier to connect it because you can put it in either way. It's got a micro USB cable. Now, let me take my previous phone. Okay, this is the phone I had. This has micro USB. Okay, it also has a little connector. If I put it up here, you can see a little connector at the front. Right here. Okay, so that's a little magnetic thing. This is the same cable. I haven't changed the cable. It connects the same. And it works, obviously. That means you buy the cables once, and obviously you're going to have more devices and you're going to need cables, because you basically leave this cable connected to your charger, and then you can connect a whole load of different devices. Now these little metal connectors here you can buy separately. They cost $7, I think? You have to look on the website. They don't cost a lot, right? You have one of these on each device. If you buy the cables, it also comes with one of these connectors. You tell us if you want Lightning for Apple, USB-C or micro USB. Connect them up. There you go. Your phone charges. Now obviously that end has to be plugged in, but there's an example of a cool gadget which really helps people, and these are the kind of things you're going to be finding on Gadget Heaven. Cool ideas which you can't buy in your local store. I haven't really found any stores selling these, at least where I'm living. I'm fine. So my job in Gadget Heaven is find cool stuff which is going to help you in your life, and it's going to cost a few dollars, but I'm going to keep the prices as low as I can. My aim is to not have anything beyond $30 or $40. No, that's probably going to be about the highest price for items. The idea is cool stuff, you can get it from me, and you know that I stand behind what's being sold in that shop. It's my shop. I put it up, I choose what products are on there, and I'm only going to put stuff which I feel are good. And I must admit, I love these cables. It's really good because, you know, I've got several of these little inserts for the phones, tablets, whatever, and I've got a few of these cables. Now I only bought about 4 of these cables, and I've got about 10 of these little inserts, which means I just leave these permanently connected to the charger. Whatever device needs charging, just have to bring it close up, it connects and it charges. Wonderful. So, you know, this one, I have other things on there. I have other ideas like a tin opener which gives you a nice smooth edge and makes it resealable. You know, lots of little ideas like that. So have a look at gadgetheaven.net and then you'll see what I've got. Maybe you can find something which you want to buy, just buy it. The prices are not high, and every purchase helps the Rife Forum, helps me keep the Rife Forum online. So it would be really great if you could not only do that, but tell your friends about it. So nobody's paying me to talk about Rife devices, nobody. Okay, I don't want the money. I value the fact that I'm an independent person. I'm not dependent on anybody who's selling devices. That means I can be free to tell you which devices I feel are correct. Okay, which are good, which are not bad. It means I'm free to tell you the truth about who's good, who's bad, who's indifferent, whatever. I want that. I want the freedom. I don't, and I don't want to just say, oh, give me 1,000, then I'll say what you want to say. No, I'm benign. I'm not out there to hurt anybody, but I am out there to help you, because I'm all about making sure you find out what you need to help yourself. Because I wish I could have helped my father back then, but I know I'm instrumental to helping you guys regain your health or your relations. So anyway, we're back to the number thing. I want to continue doing what I'm doing. I really feel strongly it's an important thing, and I put my heart and soul into doing this. But right now the Rife Forum is in a financial crossroads where in the 1st of January the Rife Forum might go offline because we don't have the money to pay the bills. What do we need? Well, we're $2,500 short. Now, if we can get, say, 2,000 of that, then that's enough to keep the forum online. But anything below that, it gets very tight. And, basically, I have to switch off a lot of features. And, I don't want to switch off the forum. I want to keep the forum online. But I need the funding to help it. And Gadget Heaven, Rife Shop, all these things are aimed to help, but we're not there yet. The money's not coming in yet. So I really need your help now. Now, I really hope that with Gadget Heaven, during the year, enough money starts coming in, and it does look very promising, because I'm going to find I've got some great gadgets lined up. that we can fully finance the forum. Maybe I'm hoping we can get to the point where we don't have to ask for donations, but we're not there yet. Okay? And we need your help to get over this time. Otherwise, I can just shut the forum, concentrate on Gadget Heaven, and in 6 months, when I've got enough money, I can reopen it then. But I don't think that's going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for me. It's going to be good for the Rife. I need help now. And you can do it by going to the Rife Forum, getting a premium subscription. Now what's new there, and a lot of people have been asking about, is that you no longer need PayPal. You can pay by credit card. So go to the Stripe, we're using the Stripe credit card service. You can just use your credit card and directly buy a subscription. And the other thing which we've introduced in the coming year is we automated the system so that the subscriptions are immediately available. It means when you sign up, you immediately gain access. But previously I had to do it all manually and it took a while before you got access. Now it's automatic. Buy a subscription, you get immediate access to the Rife Forum. And there is some great stuff there already, but we're going to be adding a lot of new great stuff in the coming year as we can. I think we got some good ideas there, and so it's going to be worthwhile. And what I'm going to do is, if you sign up this year, that means in December, I am going to double your time. So if you sign up for a month, you're going to get 2 months. If you sign up for a year, you're going to get 2 years. Okay? That's my way of saying thank you for helping me in this moment of need. Now that ends at the 31st of December. Okay? So between now and the 31st of December, now the doubling will not be automatic. I will double manually, but you will immediately gain the normal access, and then I will just manually go in and double the time for you. Good idea. If you're going to Gadget Heaven, we've got something else for you. Go to Gadget Heaven, minimum $50. If you buy some things for $50 and use the code Rife Forum, yeah, that'll give you a 10% discount. And if you're a member of the Rife Forum and I see you've used that code, I will give you a month free access to this premium on top of that. How about that for a deal? So even if you've already got a premium subscription, well, it'll expend it for a month. If you don't have a subscription, you'll get a new access for a month. So buy something for $50, you get some great gadgets, or what our special offer right now, which is great for the ladies. We have jewellery. We have heart-shaped pendants. We have circular pendants. We have bracelets. Have a look at the website, Gadget Heaven. We have some great jewellery where you upload your own photograph and make it into some beautiful jewellery. That's really nice. I'm really excited about that. And gadgets, there will be more gadgets added in the coming days and months, but there's always already some great ones there. It's not going to be junk. I'm going to be selling you stuff which I believe is good. 10% discount this year till the end of the year. Rife Forum code, discount code. Can't say fairer than that. I know I need your help now, but I'm willing to help you make it nicer for you. Now, if you can't donate, if you don't have money, if you say, well, I don't have any money, I just bought a load of Christmas presents, I don't have any money right now, I'm sorry, I can't help. Well, you can help, because there are ways to help the forum without actually giving me any money. Please help to make the Rife Forum, Gadget Heaven, the Rife Shop well known. Put it on your Facebook feeds, your Instagram, your Twitter account. Let people know, let your friends know about these websites. That doesn't cost you a thing, just costs you a couple of minutes. Say, hey, visit this website, rifeforum.com, whatever. Try and make the Rife Forum well known, the Gadget Heaven well known. Just do that. If you that can be really great. Tell your friends about it, then they come and help and buy things. The Rife Forum grows, Gadget Heaven grows, I've helped that way. So if you have no money, no worries. Tell your friends about what we're doing. Get people to come and sign up and whatever. Okay? And if people who sign up, and this is another deal, and it says that when you sign up, you can give a reference. You can say, I was signed up by Peter Walker, but I won't accept Peter Walker as a name because obviously I'm not telling you to. But so if you know another member of the Rife Forum, and it has to be legitimate, who has recommended, or rather if you are the members, so if you've recommended to someone, tell them to write your name in the field of who recommended you, and then I will check that. If it's legitimate, you'll get them up free premium membership as well. Can't say fairer than that. We want the Rife Forum to expand, and if you can help us that way by just making us better known, telling your friends, writing on social media, wow, that helps us too. And it doesn't cost you a penny. And believe me, there are so many thousands of people who've been helped. I've received so many messages over the years from people who say, I've survived this disease because of what I found in the Rife Forum. That's what makes me feel happy. Learning that this has helped you. This is what it's all about for me. I wish you a very Merry Christmas, or seasons, holidays, or whatever your religion or beliefs, whatever you're celebrating at the end of the year. I wish you the very best. I personally, as a Christian, I would say Merry Christmas, but whatever makes you happy, fine with me. Have a great time, have a great new year. Enjoy it. Please help us get over the year. Please help us. And we're going to try and make the Rife Forum great again. Oh, I said I didn't want it to politics. Well, okay, it's not politics, it's Rife Forum. Okay? So, Merry Christmas, season greetings, and a wonderful New Year. Thank you for listening.